Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the dimensions of health. So before going to the dimensions, let us know about the definition of health by WHO. Health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. This is a very important WHO definition that every medicos must know or study. So, we need a complete well being of physical, mental, and social state to say a person is healthy. And only three points like the physical, mental, and social are mentioned here in this definition, but there are many more to be cited. For example, spiritual, emotional, vocational, etc. So, that will be discussed in the today's session. From this, we can understand that health is multidimensional, and each of these dimensions have its own specific qualities or nature. So, because of that, we should know all of these in detail. So, the dimensions of health includes physical dimension, social dimension, mental dimension, spiritual dimension, emotional dimension, vocational dimension, and some others like which refers to the cultural dimension, educational dimension, nutritional dimension, environmental dimension, and so on. So this is a short key for this PSM Savo. I'm not a very good person in making all these short keys, but just to remember the names, I mentioned PSM Savo. P stands for physical, S for social, M for mental, S for again spiritual, E for emotional, V for vocational, and others. So the first one is the physical dimension. It is one of the easiest dimension to understand. In physical dimension, we are talking about the physical health or about the status of physical body. So physical health refers to perfect functioning of the body. Here perfect functioning means every cell and every organ is functioning at optimum capacity and in perfect harmony with the rest of the body. For example, the heart is working properly or the liver is working properly, etc. So some of the signs of physical health are: he will have a good complexion, a clear skin without too much pimples or some blackish discolorations. He will have a bright eyes, a beautiful lustrous hair. Body will be with a firm flesh and not will be too fat or too thin. A sweet breath, a good appetite, and a good sleep, regular activity of bowels and bladder, and there will not be any constipation or diarrhea or anything. And there will also be some proper absorption of the nutrients, and there will be properly coordinated bodily movements, normal size and function of the body organs, and all the senses are intact. There will be normal resting pulse rate and blood pressure like 120 by 80 mmHg, and there will be exercise tolerance to the person, and finally there will be proper weight gain according to or depending on his age and sex of the person. So next is how to evaluate the physical health in an individual. So it can be carried out by either by self-assessment of overall health or by inquiring into the symptoms of ill health and risk factors like whether he is a smoker or alcoholic to develop some liver or lung diseases. Inquiry into the medications, depending on that we can assess whether he is healthy or diseased. inquiry into the levels of activity. For example, how many days he do some workouts or exercise, or whether he's having some sedentary lifestyle, and inquiry into the use of medical services in the recent past, like the for example the number of visit to a physician, or number of hospitalization in the past 6 months or in the past 1 year, etc. And also we can assess the physical health using some standardized questionnaires to evaluate the cardiovascular diseases or respiratory diseases. So here there will be some standard questionnaires for some particular body systems, say a circulatory system or respiratory system, or a disease-wise questionnaire will be there, which will be asked with the person to know his health status. So, or we can assess through the clinical examination, or through the nutritional and dietary assessment, and through biochemical and laboratory investigations. So these all will give us the information about the physical health of an individual. And at the community level, the health status can be assessed by using the indicators of health, like the death rate, infant mortality rate, expectation of life, etc. So the physical health is one of the, or the physical dimension is one which is a little lengthier one, but a easier one to understand. The next dimension is the social dimension. So we have studied in our small classes that man is a social animal, and hence he cannot live without others. So the social well-being has been defined as the quality and quantity of an individual's interpersonal ties and involvement with the community. That is how he is interacting with others, how much involvement there is there, like the quality and quantity of relationship he have for community activities. All these measures the social health of an individual. Okay, the next one is mental dimension. So mental dimension is not merely any absence of mental diseases. For example, if he doesn't have any depression or anxiety or schizophrenia, doesn't mean he is mentally healthy. But the mental health has been defined as a state of balance between individual and the surrounding world. That is, he can cope up or can adjust with all his circumstances, or he will have a good willpower to overcome his problems. Okay, this refers to the mental health of a person. So next we will see what are the characteristics of a mentally healthy person. So he will be free from internal conflicts, like he is not at war with himself, no tension, anxiety, or any depression. He is well adjusted, that is, he is flexible with others. He can accept the criticism and does not get easily upset or anger, or not a short tempered. He searches for identity. He has a strong sense of self esteem. He knows himself, like his needs, his problems, and his goals. This is also known as the self-realization or self-actualization. Okay, the next one is he has a good self-control. And finally, he faces problems and tries to solve them intelligently. That is, he can cope up with the stress and anxiety and know how to handle the situation. And the assessment of mental health at community level can be made by administering some mental status questionnaires by trained interviewers. So the fourth one is spiritual dimension. When we hear about the spiritual dimension, the first thing we think about is it is related with God. But the spiritual health in this context refers to that part of the individual which strives or tries to understand the meaning and purpose of his life and not merely related with God. So if he have a good target in mind, or if he is living a meaningful life like by helping others or with a good conduct, etc., he is having a good spiritual health. So the fifth one is emotional dimension. Emotional health refers to feelings, like how he handled the emotions. For example, if just think that while you are in a market or in some public place, you got insulted by some of your friend, and how you react to it, like whether you explode to him or you handle it peacefully, all this determines your emotional health. So this refers to the emotional dimension. Next is the sixth one, that is the vocational dimension. The vocational wellness or aspect of life is a new dimension added to the health dimensions, because work also play a important role in promoting the both physical and mental health. Like the physical work is associated with an improvement in physical capacity, that is by improving the body activities, also by earning money, able to taking care of your family. All this provide a mental satisfaction and also enhanced self-esteem. So a work is also related with your health. And finally, a few other dimensions have also suggested, such as philosophical dimension, cultural dimension, socioeconomic dimension, environmental dimension. Like environment can be either internal or external. The internal environment refers to body systems like circulatory, digestive, etc., whereas the external environment refers to physical environment like air, wind, water, biological like microorganisms, or chemical environment. All this can be included in environmental dimension. The next one is the educational dimension. We all know the literacy level of a person has a strong relation with his health. For example, usually an illiterate person will be more prone for some nutritional or malnutrition disorders. The next is nutritional dimension. Also, we know that the diet of a person have a great role in determining the health of that individual. The next one is curative dimension, and finally preventive dimension. So we all came across a lot of dimensions, right? But it mainly includes physical, mental, social, spiritual, emotional, vocational, and others, mainly cultural, socioeconomic, environmental, nutritional, etc. So you have noticed that there are some non-medical dimensions also, like the social, cultural, educational, etc., are also there to determine the health of a person, right? From this we can understand that a lot of factors are responsible to attain a good level of health that will help them to lead a socially and economically productive life. Hope you understood the topic. If you have any doubts, please write down in the chat box, and the notes will be provided in the description box. You can download it. Thank you.